Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about the Latino woman who actually came out to accuse Black people for not coming out to protest for someone from another community, right? And she started by saying that George Floyd got 4 televised funerals and 70 days of riots, right? And what does she get? So she is saying that this young lady is getting nothing, but George Floyd got everything. And she went further to say that when you say some certain things or you do some certain things, Black people will always say you are racist, right? And I am going to say this and see, you all should stop looking for ways to drag Black people into your own business. Black people do not owe anybody any protest or any whatever coming out to speak up or using their platforms to speak up for other communities, because you all never come out to speak for Black people, right? So if you have problems in your community, go sort it out and leave Black people out of your mouth. We are not your errand boys or girls. Go sort yourself out and let us be. Let's get it.
George Floyd, a convicted criminal who held a pregnant woman at gunpoint, got 70 days of riots and 4 televised funerals, but what about her? Apparently her life doesn't matter because she's white. It's so heartbreaking that this is the attitude people are taking. If you don't know who this is Laken Riley, a 22-year-old nursing student who just got brutally murdered by an undocumented immigrant. Now, why is it relevant that he was an undocumented immigrant? Because this could have easily been prevented. This man had a previous criminal record, which included endangering his own child. If he had been deported at that point, which he should have, this never would have happened. Interesting is how her death is being reported as well. Apparently caring about her death and the circumstances around it makes you associated with MAGA. Because apparently the message liberal media wants to send out is that if you're an immigrant, if you're a person of color, you can do whatever you want, including murder another person, and not be held accountable. Because if somebody tries to hold you accountable, they're racist. Before all you professional victims want to jump to conclusions, no one's saying that all immigrants are capable of this. But the point of an immigration system is to weed out the ones that are. Things like this are becoming a really common occurrence. That's an assault that would be easily preventable if we just maintained the security of our border.
Acelli Bloom. I see you're at it again, right? Where's Bella's playing with the crumb snatchers, so there is that. But anyway, I see you're at it again. And it amazes me you have Mythbuster in your bio, and then you proceed to say the following.
George Floyd, a convicted criminal who held a pregnant woman at gunpoint, got 70 days of riots and 4 televised funerals, but what about her?
Do you weak ass Bella, she's still with the crumb snatchers, get tired of bringing up George Floyd's name? Yeah, especially when he has nothing to do with what you're talking about. Also, let's get to this Mythbusters part of your bio.
So what about the rest of the claims against George Floyd? Like we said, he was arrested for armed robbery. However, records show the victim was injured by another man, and PolitiFact found no evidence she was pregnant. So the Truthometer rates this claim as false.
So I know you brought up George Floyd's name to push some agenda. What is that agenda?
But what about her? Apparently her life doesn't matter because she's white. It's so heartbreaking that this is the attitude people are taking. If you don't know who this is Laken Riley, a 22-year-old nursing student who just got brutally murdered by an undocumented immigrant.
And there it is. And you don't care about Laken Riley either, because you started your video off immediately mentioning George Floyd's name. You did a whole intro before you asked people if they even know who you were talking about. But continue.
If you don't know who this is Laken Riley, a 22-year-old nursing student who just got brutally murdered by an undocumented immigrant. Now, why is it relevant that he was an undocumented immigrant? Because this could have easily been prevented. This man had a previous criminal record, which included endangering his own child. If he had been deported at that point, which he should have, this never would have happened.
So you're saying that this tragic event could have been avoided if this piece of shit, the one who unalived Laken Riley, his criminal record had gotten him deported, and somehow Joe Biden has something to do with that, right? Let's take a look at it. Okay, Mythbuster, let's take a look at this child endangerment part you talked about. And you all can pause and read all of this if you would like. But the wife stated that a year after they had came into this country, they were in Queens, New York, and he was making deliveries, and he was arrested for endangering the 5-year-old son who was riding on the back of a moped without a helmet. Now here's the thing. At that point, according to ICE, he could have been detained, but in their written report, they claimed that the New York Police Department released him before a detainer could be issued. But the New York Police Department in Queens said they have no record or information about that incident. Now, about a month after that, while they were living in Athens, Georgia, him and his brother were arrested for shoplifting. And you see the items they took, which were bacon, smoked sausage, queso fresco cheese, and some clothes. They were given a citation for misdemeanor shoplifting and let go. Okay, Mythbuster, here's the thing. Just like in New York, the Athens-Clarke County Police Department made the following statement, and I'm going to read it slowly so you can grasp it. Our officers do not have immediate access to immigration status. According to ICE 287G program, the general process of identifying and removing non-citizens with criminal or pending charges arrested by state and local enforcement agencies is handled during the booking process by the law enforcement agencies responsible for the jail. But since he wasn't arrested, that check was not done. Now, here's ICE 287G program. It's part of the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996. Care to guess who the president was in 1996?
So apparently the message liberal media wants to send out is that if you're an immigrant, if you're a person of color, you can do whatever you want, including murder another person, and not be held accountable. Because if somebody tries to hold you accountable, they're racist.
Is anybody going to tell her? Is anybody going to tell her? How long did it take after the body of Laken Riley was discovered before the man who was involved in her unaliving was in custody and booked? Is anybody going to tell her?
For all you professional victims want to jump to conclusions, no one's saying that all immigrants are capable of this. But the point of an immigration system is to weed out the ones that are. Things like this are becoming a really common occurrence. That's an assault that would be easily preventable if we just maintained the security of our border.
Did somebody with Latina immigrant in their bio actually say that? Guess we're glad we're not jumping to conclusions, but I digress. And it doesn't matter how many of the talking points of white supremacy you regurgitate after swallowing the glizzy of white supremacy on such a regular basis, it will not change the fact that no, immigrants aren't more likely to commit crimes than U.S.-born citizens. And in closing, how you opened your video talking about the protests surrounding the unaliving of George Floyd and the injustice associated with that, and your attempt to draw parallels with this, talking about where is the protest for this, let me tell you what you do. Go protest. Yeah, go protest. We don't care. But I know that won't happen because you wasn't protesting in 2020. You won't be protesting now. You'll just be talking.
So this is all I got from the video. And let me start by, you see this lady, I know her. I mean, she's been up in Black people's business probably last year or last 2 years. I can't remember the year, but she has really been doing this. I think this is what she knows how to do best. Now, let me start by saying that if there is anything going on in other communities, you all can sort yourselves out and leave Black people out of your business. Black people are not your speaker. Black people are not your Congress. Black people are not your protesters. Black people are not anybody, do not owe anybody any damn thing. So if you are waiting for Black people to come out and protest for what happened in another community, you are going to wait till thy kingdom come, because it is not going to happen, right? And you already need to get this straight. I don't care where you are from. Now let's look at this way. I mean, what actually made her bring in George Floyd into this? Because some people are very problematic, very, very problematic, that they are going to, because I don't see the relationship between what happened to her or the young lady and what happened to George Floyd, right? And she went further to say that liberals are used to making problems, and when you call them out, right, you are ready to desist. I mean, she was actually referring to black people, but I digress. She started by saying that George Floyd got 4 televised funerals and 70 days of riot, and she is asking, what does this Laken Riley, what does she get? See, there is nothing wrong in pioneering or being the one to stand out and speak for her. Of course, you are a human being, and of course, you can speak, because if you can use your platform to spread hate, you can also use your platform to spread good news, or spread, like, protest, or do something relevant with your platform, or go on the street, because what she's expecting black people black people, of course, to go on the street and start protesting for something that does not concern them. You almost really be moving crazy, because you all think that we are stupid. Black people are stupid. Black people are dumb. Black people do not know. I don't know what is on her mind, but whatever is on her mind, that is her problem, not mine. So she can hit the street on other people would absolutely join her, or some Latinos or can also join her. But leave black people out of your mouth. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.